99% of men respect a woman who know this one thing. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you what exactly men are looking for. What is the thing that you need to know? Now, if you're one of those women that struggle with boundaries and getting guys to respect you, to appreciate and value you for who you are, then you want to stay on this video. But did you even know that there are guys who they're actually want a woman who know what I'm about to speak about? Yes, some men who are high value men, they're looking for something in a woman that maybe low value guys just aren't looking for. So let's get clear on what a low value guy is looking for, and then we'll shift into high value. And the reason why we want to do this is because sometimes when we have experiences, we build our expectation based off of what we've already experienced. But sometimes what we don't realize is because we're doing the wrong thing, we keep attracting what? The same experiences, which mean the same type of guys. So low value guys who don't have character, who don't have any ambition, they don't have their shit together, they don't have emotional intelligence, they don't know how to communicate their needs or what they're looking for, they're indirect, they play games, they're non-committal. We're going to put those guys as the low value guys because typically what? These are guys who are Peter Pans. They haven't even realized that they have traumas they need to readdress. They've never seen a therapist. They're just like in the grind of the matrix of, I gotta hustle, I gotta make money, I gotta get the car, gotta get muscles, then I gotta get the girl. Like they're in that like mind, like they're following the guy with what's his name, Dan, whatever, bazillion, the guy who just uses half naked women to build his social media. That guy. Yeah, it's like that's their hero. Like, and so we just want to put those guys as low value guys. It's like they don't have it all together here. So why would you invest yourself in someone who obviously has not invested in themselves to become a high value man, right? So they're in the matrix. It's like it's money, it's cars, it's gym. It's, you get what I'm saying. So low value guys like this, they're going to look for the typical things that most guys have been conditioned into look for, which is, just your outer appearance, what size you are, breast size, body size. Can she really support herself or does she need a sugar daddy? And it's just like, which that is something that we all want to be able to do for ourselves, but it's like they're just like, she's not going to come and take everything from me. He's from a very fear state. You get what I'm saying? Like this guy is motivated out of fear and out of his lack of awareness in his own values. So he's esteeming to value that society says he should have. So this guy's going to look for, how submissive you can be to him and just tell him how wonderful he is and how great he is to feed into that little ego that he's trying to hide behind by getting all these exterior things, right? So he's going to look at your physical. That's it. He's going to look at how you pump up his very delicate ego. There's a difference between flattery and actual respect. This guy is going to look for all the things that feel quite shallow. And maybe sometimes you've dumbed yourself down to be this ideal woman that this low value guy is looking for. Well, you don't have to do that anymore. I think it's pretty self-explanatory what a low value guy looks for. Like, oh, and here's the classic line. He's non-committal, but also he just wants a relationship that's easy. That means that's code language where I get to do whatever the F I want. And here's what he doesn't want. I don't want to be held accountable for my actions because God forbid I have to face a mirror and grow the F up. Oh, no, I'd rather hide behind, make money, go to the gym, get hot chicks. Like that's where his like little small mind goes to. So it's like, okay, this is a low value guy. But a high value guy, and whether he's conscious of this or not, but most high value men are going to be conscious of this. What gets him to respect a woman is when he knows that she understands her value. And when you know your value, these low value guys are actually going to kind of push you away, or they're going to ask you questions like, well, how many other guys are you talking to? Or I bet you get a lot of guys hitting you up on the DM. They're going to show their insecurities very quickly. And it's all about what image you can project to make their ego feel better. But a high value man goes, I want to know if this woman really values herself. Like, does she understand the value that she brings to the table that goes beyond the exterior? So maybe you've worked very hard to get where you are in your career, which what intimates that you have discipline and that you matter, and that you having your self-independence, you having your freedom, that these are the things that are precious to you and you treasure that. He's going to go, okay, this girl has discipline. She values herself enough to go after the things that she wants. She values herself, and here's how you show your value. A lot of times we can go, okay, he knows that I value myself, but how do I communicate that? You communicate that with your boundaries. So if he says, like, I'm going to pick you up, and he shows up 30 minutes late and you don't call him out on that, he understands right there, this woman doesn't value herself. Because I would never, if he's a man who's accomplishing things and he has a business meeting, he would never tolerate someone showing up to a business meeting 30 minutes late without an excuse. No, valuable people have strong boundaries. So they're going to say, okay, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. It feels like we need to reschedule this date. So when you want to do that, let me know, but I'm going to go do some other plans. Like, a high value woman is not going to tolerate disrespect. And the way that she doesn't tolerate that disrespect is by honoring her boundaries. So if boundaries is something that you've struggled with, then check out my boundaries course, because that's really going to teach you how to communicate, how to show up in this world as a woman who values herself, by honoring her boundaries, by speaking up for her boundaries, by understanding why her boundaries matter, and also having a clear understanding of why you struggle with those boundaries and how to shift that. So if that's you, make sure that you get that course. So when a guy goes, okay, this woman has boundaries, like, she's not just getting through life just by her looks. She's not getting through life by being a yes woman and just going, yes, whatever you want, I'll tell you whatever you want to feed your ego so that she gets what she wants. No, a woman who values herself goes, you're not going to disrespect my time. You said you were going to call me at the end of the day and you didn't. So what are you telling me about you? Whereas a low value woman is going to get really insecure and go, I don't want to call him out. I don't want to sound pushy. A high value woman goes, that's not even the story that we're communicating here. What we're communicating is just the opposite. He is communicating to me how he shows up in this world by not being a man who does what he says he's going to do. So she doesn't even look at it as I'm being pushy. It's like, that's not even part of the equation. What is the conversation is picking up the phone and going, so you said that you were going to call me and you didn't. Is this you subconsciously communicating to me how you show up in life? I'm curious. And he's like, whoa, you're absolutely right. A high value man is going to respect the pushback. He's going to respect a woman who challenges him. A low value guy, he has such a fragile ego that when someone challenges that, it breaks him apart, which is why I just need something fun. I'm not ready for commitment. It's just like, he's too delicate. He's too fragile. Like, the big muscles and all that's just to go, like, please, like, let you look at this facade so that you don't look at the hurt little boy on the inside. And it's like, listen, honey, you're not trying to show up as his therapist. You're trying to show up as his woman and his lover. Okay. That's his journey. But the high value guy, when you challenge him, he's going to respect that, because he knows that in his own life, to become a high value man, he's had to go through some challenges. He's had to go through some resistance in life. So why wouldn't that show up in his relationship? And it's the same thing as a woman. Like, be careful what you ask for, because when you ask for a high value man, he's going to do the same with you. So you can't be as fragile either. You have to be able to be in a position to reciprocate. Like if he says, I'm calling you out on this, like, I'm not okay with that, that you have to go, ooh, okay, that hurts to hear, but I hear where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from, and I need to look at that. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. But a high value man really, really, really wants to see a woman that really respects herself, who really knows what she brings to the table. Because guess what? He knows what he brings to the table. And so, and really at the end of the day, even the low value guy, he's still going to respect you. He may not like it. He may not want to date you. He may not want to take you out on fancy dinners because you do respect yourself. You do honor your values and your boundaries. So he's not going to necessarily want to be in a relationship with you because he knows it's going to be hard, because he's going to be challenged, and he's used to being challenged in the gym, challenged in the workplace, but he didn't think he's going to be challenged in the relationship. That's just my best voice I can do for a guy like that. So, but deep down, he's still going to respect you. What his challenge is that you push on his buttons of inadequacy. And it's like, listen, you're not a doctor, you're not a therapist, and you're not a nurse there to heal him. You're not his mom. Like, let that guy go and understand that there are men out there who really value themselves and who really value a woman who bring just as much value to the table, and she knows her value. So if you struggle with valuing yourself, you struggle with boundaries, make sure you get that boundaries course. And listen, if you don't know, like there's no shame in not knowing your value, but this video is a girl, wake up. It's time to know your value. One thing I always encourage is start with the list. Start with a list and ask your closest friends what they value the most about you, because sometimes we can't see it for ourselves. But when we go to the people who love and admire and respect us, and they go, and you go, hey, what is it that you value about me? Like 5 things. Tell me what you value about me. That's your mirror to go, okay, this is where I'm valuable. And then you got to start owning that list. You got to look at that list like it is your new mantra for life. So get my boundaries course, get on your list. It's time to change your life, girlfriend. It's time for you to see that you bring value. And guess what? Men respect this. But the only way they're going to see that is if you start standing up for yourself and showing up differently. Now, look, I've got a whole bunch of videos just like this. So I want you to watch this one right here that's popping up wherever they pop up. Watch it right now. Keep watching, because the more you watch, the more you understand this, the more you're going to be able to apply it to your life. You are loved. You matter. Now let's make the shift. I'll see you in my next video.